Hello my beautiful friends. Why don't I do that? Okay. Hello my beautiful friends, it is Marissa here again. Today I'm going to speak to you about how to start your fitness journey and what to expect. Now, I am actually starting a 12-week challenge on the 15th of July, which is 2 weeks away, and that is what has inspired this video today. So, girls, if you're joining my challenge, this is going to help you tremendously. And if you're not doing the challenge, but you're watching the video and you're thinking about living a healthier and more active lifestyle, then I really hope this is going to help you as well. Tip number 1 is to always have a goal. Goals are amazing because they keep you accountable and they also keep you focused on working towards something. Now, obviously, if you don't know what you're working towards, then what's the point even doing anything, right? So, my formula to creating a really effective goal and reaching it is first to be realistic. If you're wanting to lose 20 kilos of fat, then you need to give yourself sufficient amount of time to do exactly that. I would recommend a maximum of 500 grams of fat loss a week. Now that's for the average person. Obviously, if you are a larger person or you're quite overweight, then expect fat loss at a much higher rate. For example, you could be losing up to 1 kilo. I know people who have lost 3 kilos when they have about 20 kilos to lose and they change their diet completely and they're exercising. Okay, but if you're an average normal person who's just trying to lose a few kilos, then slow and steady wins the race. So be realistic. Second tip to setting your goal is to set a date that you are going to achieve that goal. Pick a date, an exact date. For example, 4th of September 2017, I will lose 10 kilos and be at 55 kilo weight. That's how I would set my goal up. The third part of creating your goal is to create an action plan. So whatever your big goal is, I would recommend working in 12-week chunks. Whatever your 12-week goal is, you then want to split that goal up into smaller baby goals, monthly goals, and that way you're going to be able to work towards your goal a lot better, and mentally it's going to be easier to reach as well. If you were to lose 10 kilos in 12 weeks, that would equal 2.7 kilos a month, alright? When you think of 2.7 kilos a month, easy, goal, easy. You're gonna do it. Once you have your 4 weekly goals, then focus on each week as it comes. For example, if you're not wanting to change your diet completely, you're just starting out, then set a fitness goal and set a nutrition goal for that week. You might say that you're going for a walk 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday and Friday for 30 minutes, and you're not going to have any fizzy drink at all. Alright, come week 2, you've successfully done those 2 things and you're going to add 2 more things into it. For example, again, continue not having any fizzy, but this week you're not going to have any chocolate as well. You might up your walk to 60-minute walk. To a 60-minute walk 3 times a week. And it's just about focusing on that day, that week, and the little changes that are consistent are going to get you towards your big goal. Okay, I feel like that was the longest first tip. Second tip is to track your progress. Now this frustrates me so much because no one does it. If you are wanting to reach a goal, you need to know where you're starting. The best way to do that, in my opinion, is to take photos. Strip down to as minimal clothing as you feel possible. Strip down to as minimal clothing as you feel comfortable in and take a front shot, a side shot looking that way, a back shot, and if you are starting a strength program or you are wanting to increase your muscle tone, I would flex as well. I got no muscles anymore because I don't do weight training. Another way you can track your progress is through body scans, which calculate how much body fat you have in you, as well as your muscle tone and everything else that's important. That's the way I like to do things. No, it is not 100% accurate, but if you keep using that same place and that same machine to scan your body each time, then it's still going to do the job that needs to be done. Track it every 4 weeks minimum. Tip number 4 is get to know your body type and what works for you, which means everyone will react differently to foods and exercise. A great example is my dear friend Michaela, hello Michaela if you're watching, is an ectomorph, and that means that if she was to lift heavy weights, eat whatever she wanted, and not do any cardio at all, her body would be pretty banging, like she'd be looking pretty good. If me on the other hand, if I was to lift heavy weights, eat whatever I want and not do any cardio, I have done this, and if you know me, you'll know the phase that I was in, I would be a lot bulkier naturally. Everyone's different. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then I will link the blog post that I've written on it down below, and it's just a brief description on how to figure out what body type you are and how to eat and train accordingly. And tip number 5 is to find your inspiration. The best way to do this, I find, is if you have an old photo of you where your body and your health and just, I guess, your quality of life in that moment of time was great and you want to get back to that, then I would use that old photo of you. The reason why is because you know it's realistic, because you've been at that weight and you've looked that way before. It's very motivating because you also have the emotions attached to that memory, so you'll be able to remember how confident you were and how much better you felt and how fit you were and just the compliments that you received. Photos of yourself are going to be the best inspiration that you can get. If you can't get a photo of yourself, then hop on Instagram, hop on Pinterest and find the ideal body that you want to achieve. My body type will never be like Reese Witherspoon's or like Cameron Diaz. They are ectomorphs. They are tall, naturally thin, and they probably struggle putting on weight, putting on muscle. Me on the other hand, I don't struggle with that. I can put on muscle very easily, I can put on fat very easily, and because of that I need to find a photo that is realistic for me to reach. Tip number 6 is routine and consistency are key to success. What I mean by that is, when you train at the same time each day or each time you do train, it's going to be a lot easier for you to just fall into a habit. It's very important to remember that the first three to 4 weeks are going to be the hardest. Right now, this is the most pain you're going to go through. Each and every time that you eat another healthy meal and you do another workout, it will be easier and you will enjoy it more. You need to just focus on each day as it comes. Set your day up properly, meaning know when you need to do what and get it done, and keep yourself accountable, okay? Excuses are excuses. That's it. If you didn't reach your goal by the time that you said you were going to reach your goal, you weren't disciplined and focused enough to reach that goal. And I'm not saying put yourself down about it. Start again. Start again. There's no rush. But what I am saying is, when you understand and when you accept and take responsibility for yourself, then you will reach that goal a lot quicker than if you keep saying, I was too busy with the kids, I was too tired from work, I couldn't afford it. I love that one. Just know that when you really want something, you will get it, and if you didn't get it, you didn't want it bad enough. Tip number 7, I just quickly looked, is you need to be willing to change or at least improve your diet. I'm going to speak in terms of fat loss, because most of us are women and most of us were never happy with the weight we're at. I'm sure you've heard of this and I've said it before, but it is 80% of what you eat and 20% exercise. So if you are wanting to start exercising, that is amazing, good on you. But if you actually want to reach a certain weight by a certain time, then you need to be willing to compromise with your nutrition. A lot of the time when you are unhealthy or you're eating certain foods for a long period of time, your body has adapted to that, and that is why food only tastes good when it's filled with fat and sugar for you. And the only reason why that is because your body is used to that. If you were to cut out all the processed foods, all the bad foods for your body. It will be hard for the first, I would say, even 3 weeks, and come to that 4th week, you will feel amazing. Amazing. I won't ramble too long about this, but my tips for changing your nutrition or improving your diet would be, 1, to track your macros if you want to eat whatever you want and still lose weight at a reasonably fast pace. Download MyFitnessPal, track your macros. 2, if you need routine and you are very disciplined and you love jumping straight into things, figure out a meal plan. Heaps of ways to do that. Or 3, if you're not into, you know, just going all out, you just want to slowly improve and take your time and really make sure that you're still enjoying life and you don't like change, then doing the trick of replacing one bad thing with a good thing each week really does help as well. For example, instead of having cow's milk, change to almond milk or rice milk. Those little things really do help. Tip number 8, and my very last tip for you, is to get to know your stuff. Now, the number of times that I've met up with someone who has never done any fitness or who has never, you know, knows nothing about nutrition, the number of myths, like complete and total absolute BS that I hear that they think is genuinely true is insane. I'm meaning things like lifting weights makes you bulky, carbs are bad for you. Another really great one that I get is, you know, I want to tone my stomach and I want to, you know, I want to get a nice outline on the sides of my abs. Can we do some core work? Alright, no honey, unless you have a naturally flat stomach with very low fat percentage around your core, it doesn't matter how many ab circuits or core work you do, you're not going to see your ab. Most of us already have abs, it's just hidden under a layer of fat, and that layer of fat is what we need to get rid of, which you achieve through diet and cardio. You don't always need cardio to get it. Don't worry about that last part. Okay, and that's everything, guys. Those are my top 8 tips to starting your fitness journey. I really hope that if you do implement them, that they will help you. And please remember to always be kind and patient to yourself. Starting this journey is going to be extremely hard at times. You're gonna eat a whole cake and you're gonna eat a whole tub of Ben & Jerry's some days. The important thing is to remember that it's a lifestyle, which means there is room for stuff-ups, and you just need to keep going at it, and remember, consistency is key. So, in saying that, that's everything, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Pimples, pimples, horrible. I mean, now you don't want to go blurry, but every time I film, it goes so blurry.